Hi guys, welcome to another video on my art channel Sophie Art. Today I got inspired by my friend Footless Joe. I will link her channel down below in my description. You may or may not know her anyway if you are watching this video. So, in one of her latest videos, she showed her favorite drawing style and I got really inspired to try it out too. And since I have a YouTube channel, I thought I'd show you the first time I try out this Zentangle art style. At first I thought about creating something completely different in this style. And then I thought maybe I can draw something similar, like a draw this in your style version of it. And I created a little girl dancing in the middle of the artwork. Looking back to it, I could have made her a bit bigger, but I can't change that now. And then I started by splitting up the whole paper into several sections. I just did what felt right. I don't know, I do this very often with art because it's supposed to be relaxing for me, so I try to not pressure me that much. So with this one, I felt like making less harsh lines, so I started with one swooshy wavy line and then just completed the other lines fitting to this one. Today's video is going to be a bit more relaxing with a little bit more music because I just think it fits to this style and to the mood of me today. So there's not so much you can say because I'm just drawing shapes that I like or that feel right in this moment. So I just think music is the best way to fill the space. And I hope you enjoy it and I hope it's as relaxing for you as it was for me. For the first space I decided to make circles and I just tried to not make them as even and as perfectly spaced. I just thought it would look better if they are not perfectly next to each other. For the next section I decided to just draw lines in a very wavy motion because I thought next to those circles some straighter lines would look better, so it's not just the same thing next to each other. And initially I thought I could just form the silhouette of the girl with the lines I create around her, but then I realized that it's not going to make her look as sharp because there's so much space in between the lines and the circles, and I'm not sure how good you are going to see her, so I then at the end decided to make something with her too. Next I'm going to move to this very small part, and for some reason I decided to make it even smaller looking by creating a heck of a lot of things in there. And I tried to kind of make it interesting by making as much different shapes of kind of straight lines that I can make. And while doing this I realized that it's a bit harder than I thought to stay in the lines and not draw outside of them, which made me feel a little bit like I'm back in kindergarten. But I found a way around it by just making the lines around the little circle a bit thicker. Then for the next one I got inspired by Jo because she said she likes to draw those, I'm not sure, I think she called it shell-like shapes. To me they look like sunsets next to each other. And I need to agree with her, they are really relaxing to make. And then I got bothered by my adding a little bit, but I found a way to hold it back with my eraser. That's the thing I never thought about. It's not just the artwork that needs to look good, it's the space around that needs to look good too in a video. And I tried my best, but it's not always working, and you can still see the mess I created with the scroller box. For the next one, I decided to go with another wavy motion, but I created it in a space where it's not touching the other wavy lines, so that it looks a little bit more interesting. And then for the next one, it needed to be a little bit more harsh, and that's why I decided to make a checked pattern. But it still did not look as interesting as I wanted it to, so I made some squares in the middle of each crossing line. And while creating the small blob down there, I found a pattern that looks like a zebra print. And I really liked that one, so I decided to make a bigger space with it. So that's the next section. Then I made another pattern inspired by the little circle. I made just a checked pattern, but a real one this time. So with black and white like a chessboard. The only thing that bothers me a bit is that I didn't manage to make straight lines. I thought I could do that better, and I was too lazy to get a ruler, so yeah, my own fault. But it's not that bad. I think it's a relaxing artwork and you shouldn't feel like you need to do something. So I think it's fine. And then I came up with a completely new pattern that I haven't thought of before because I was just getting too much of the same. So I just created little blobs in itself. Around the bigger blob I created smaller blobs and some point in the middle. while I created this, my cat decided to come over and visit me, and I cuddled her for a little while just on my lap, but she was not quite fine with that. She thought she needed a little bit more attention. So while I was drawing on this specific section, she started to climb up the table and demand her attention. But she was so cute while doing it, so I thought I'd just leave the part in there. I also tried to just draw while she is laying there, but she was not really happy with that. So she climbed up even closer to lay on top of the artwork so I can draw on it. And while I tried to solve this whole problem, the pen started to fall into the artwork again. And after having sorted everything out, she decided that she was not that happy anymore and that it's time to play now, and just grabbed one of the pens and started to play with it. So at this point I just decided to make a little break, cuddle her, and then finish the artwork. For the last section I made waves again, but different ones. Some smaller waves. At least most of the time. I got a little bit big on the top. And just the waves looked a little bit boring, so I made dots in the middle. And then we are coming to the character. I just used a way smaller Pigma Micron pen and made a thin outline of her. I decided to not make anything in her because it would just be too much going on. I just tried to make the outline. And her hand, because it would have looked a bit stupid. I mean, the hand is still a little bit stupid. She looks a little bit like a robot, but yeah, I can fix this now. But yeah, here we are. That's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, it would make me really happy if you consider subscribing and being part of this small little family we have here. And yeah, we will see each other next week. Bye!